Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
We have new information tonight on the men accused in the Governor Whitmer kidnap plot. This as Whitmer herself pens an op-ed in the Washington Post, continuing to blame the president for the plot.
We need you, Lord.
Prayers for justice in a brutal murder. The community gathers to honor 6-year-old Tyrez Moore and hold up his family.
I am so overwhelmed from the support, because without this, I would not make it. I would not make it. I would not make it. I would not make it.
That 6-year-old little boy was shot execution style in the basement of a Warren home. His father and his father's girlfriend were also murdered.
On a day when there's a new development in the search for his killer, a vigil was held to remember his young life. Larry Spruill was there as the boy's mother addressed the crowd tonight.
And give us this day.
A song of inspiration filled the Irma Henderson Park in Detroit as about 200 family and friends gathered Friday night to celebrate the life of 6-year-old Tyrez Moore, who police say was killed execution style in Warren.
It's time for us to stand up and protect our babies.
Many people in Metro Detroit say the news of little Tyrez, his father, and his father's girlfriend murders were just sick.
What's going on in our communities is unacceptable.
That frustration echoed loud and clear throughout Friday night's prayer vigil.
The people who did this to my grandson, they did this to the people in that house, came from a place of darkness.
Detroit City Councilwoman Mary Sheffield says the violence must stop.
That's what we want to talk about today, how we all can come together and not be so reactive, but be proactive to make sure that this doesn't happen.
Also at the vigil, little Tyrez's family, his mother boldly addressed the crowd.
And I am so overwhelmed from the support, because without this, I would not make it.
She also talked about the killings going on in our city.
That was my only son, and that was my baby, and y'all took him from me. You're not human, you're an animal. And I promise you, they gonna catch you. And baby, hell is not good enough for you. We love you tonight.
And Detroit police also helping out with this investigation. Now, we do know they have a person of interest in custody. The family has set up a GoFundMe account. If you want to donate, that information is on our website, clickondetroit.com. We're live at police headquarters tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
And Larry, have they been able to establish any kind of a motive in this case yet?
Yeah, well, Jason, we know that they executed a search warrant at the home of that person of interest, so we are expecting more concrete answers to come forward in the next couple of weeks. But one thing is certain, Jason, that the city, the people here in Detroit, they tell me tonight that they are fed up with the crime, with the violence, with the killing, and they will not be quiet in this case anymore. Jason?
Yeah. For sure. All right, Larry, thanks. We have breaking news tonight. 2 Detroit police officers and another driver are taken to the hospital after this crash. Detroit police say the Scout car here collided with a Pontiac at the intersection of East Warren and Garland. The crash sent the Scout car into the side of a church. The driver of the Pontiac is in temporary serious condition. One officer has been released from the hospital and the other is stable. The circumstances of this crash still under investigation. Today, one of the Metro Detroit men arrested in the plot to kidnap Governor Whitmer went before a judge.
He's one of 13 charged in the scheme. Tonight, we're getting a look inside the minds of the men accused and hearing more from the governor about the threat. Mara McDonald is live tonight. Mara, the governor says her day-to-day schedule continues.
That's right, and she proved it today. She was up north campaigning, and I'll tell you one thing, Kimberly, every hour we seem to find out more information on the men accused in this plot. Let me show you.
The fact of the matter is, I have a job to do. I'm going to do my job.
Whitmer spending today in northern Michigan campaigning for fellow Democrats who are hoping to take a majority in the state house in November. Now, all 13 of the men accused in either her kidnapping plot or engaging in broader anti-government activities have been arraigned, and their online footprint show YouTube rants like this one from Brandon Caserta on how the cops and government are not there to help you, complete with anarchy flag in the background. Now, Caserta was no Trump fan, But others in the group, like Pete Musico, are, and from tweets going back to 2016, is heavy into conspiracies. NBC News has learned at least some of the men have ties to what's called the Boogaloo Movement, an anti-government far-right fringe ideology interested in civil war. The governor blamed President Trump yesterday for the plot. Today on Twitter, she says she's not going to waste her time arguing with the president, but will always hold him accountable. Back here live, I think one thing is perfectly clear. The feds and the attorney general here in the state of Michigan have both made it abundantly clear that this investigation is not over and that there is a high probability of further people being charged. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
Yeah, still so hard to even process that all of this happened, and it could be more to come, as you said. Okay, Mara, we appreciate it. Well, two of the men charged in the kidnapping plot have ties to a Michigan sheriff. Michael and William Null have been spotted protesting against Governor Whitmer, standing next to Barry County Sheriff Dar Leaf. William Null was seen on stage with the sheriff at a protest of the governor's stay-at-home order in Grand Rapids back in May. The sheriff says he has no regrets about sharing the stage with Null.
Well, it's just a charge, and they say a plot to kidnap. And you got to remember that, are they trying to kidnap? Because a lot of people are angry with the governor, and they want her arrested. So are they trying to arrest, or was it a kidnap attempt?
The sheriff did say he feels for the governor and that no one should be threatened with violence.
Decision 2020 now. Next week's presidential debate has been canceled. The Commission on Presidential Debate says both campaigns indicated they had other plans. President Trump pulled out of the debate yesterday when the commission announced it would be held virtually in the wake of his coronavirus diagnosis. Former Vice President Joe Biden is taking part in a town hall instead, and the president is in talks for a town hall as well. The final presidential debate is still scheduled for October 22nd. This weekend, President Trump plans to attend his first public event since being diagnosed with COVID.
A White House official says the president will appear at an event tomorrow from a balcony on the White House lawn. Tonight, in an interview on Fox News, he couldn't say if he has tested negative for the virus.
Are you tested? I heard you said you were going to test again today. Have you been retested?
I have been retested, and I haven't even found out numbers or anything yet, but I've been retested. And I know I'm at either the bottom of the scale or free.
When is your next test going to be?
I don't know. Probably tomorrow, Mark. They test every couple of days, I guess.
The Trump campaign says he will hold a rally Monday in Florida. The president says he thinks he's taken his final doses of medicine. No word tonight from his doctors. Well, now to the coronavirus impact here in the state of Michigan. And today, the state health department issued new regulations that mirror the ones put in place by Governor Whitmer at the beginning of the pandemic.
The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services is taking this action because the state Supreme Court, you remember, determined a 1945 law that the governor used to issue executive orders was unconstitutional. Health departments have sweeping powers during pandemics. That means there is still a mask mandate in place, restrictions on large gatherings, and capacity limits at businesses. But there is one change. Bars can reopen. These orders expire at the end of the month, but it is likely the health department will continue to reissue those.
And for the third day in a row, the state reported more than 1,000 new cases. Today, we saw another 1,095 cases with 7 more deaths. This chart shows our 7-day moving average is now 968. That's the highest since mid-April. You can find more breakdowns like this on our website. Just go to clickondetroit.com. Meanwhile, Mayor Mike Duggan issued his own public health order today to keep the governor's coronavirus orders in place in the city. It includes a face mask requirement on indoor and outdoor gatherings and on DDOT buses. And it also keeps capacity limits for bars, restaurants, and casinos.
While we have done a great job of reducing infection, in fact, Detroiters are infected at half the rate of the suburbs and the rest of Michigan. We've done a good job with our masks and our distancing. But if an African American gets COVID-19, African Americans are 2 to 3 times more likely to die of it than Caucasians. This is particularly dangerous to the Detroit community.
Mayor Duggan says Detroit's positivity rate is down to below 2% compared to the 3.4% for all of Metro Detroit. Faith in Blue Weekend has kicked off in Detroit this evening at the Cornwall Park in Corktown.
The Unity in the Ballpark event brought together 5 teams made up of law enforcement and members of the community. The event reinforces the connections between Detroit law enforcement and the people officers swear to protect. Tonight's event served as an opener for a weekend-long set of Faith in Blue events across the city. A major hurricane made landfall tonight along the Louisiana coast.
We'll take you there for a look at the conditions right now as powerful winds and rising water threaten an area still recovering from another hurricane. Hi, Ben.
Yeah, Kim, that storm is moving to the north. It will have some impact on our forecast this weekend. We'll look at how much and where the temperatures go after a gorgeous Friday afternoon. That's all next.
All right, Ben. And no one likes to come home to find there's been a break-in, especially when the perpetrator is a piece of large machinery. We'll explain what happened here.
But first, a break in the case of a hit and run in Oakland County that killed this 20-year-old skateboarder. Next.